We're embarking, wait, what?
On a journey of a lifetime. To what some might call Fantasyland.
We're taking on a major Disney World food challenge today by eating every single thing in Magic Kingdom's Fantasyland. So we're gonna find out what's worth it
And maybe what's not.
We are headed to Fantasyland, one of the lands in Disney World's flagship park, Magic Kingdom. This land is the land of fantasy, a land of fairy tales, lots of princesses, Peter Pan, things like that. And the food is pretty fantastical to match, although not all of it is gonna be worth the spend. So we're gonna eat every single thing to make sure you're not spending on snacks that would be better left skipped. Now, one thing to keep in mind for our food challenge today is we will not be eating at table service restaurants. Fantasyland has one table service restaurant with Be Our Guest restaurant, and you can see a full review that Emma and I did of that on the channel right now. We also will be skipping any items that are generic or seasonal. All right, now we have gotten to Fantasyland pretty early because there is breakfast offerings in Fantasyland. We are stopping here at the Friar's Nook. This is actually Robin Hood themed restaurant. They do offer mobile order, so we've gone ahead and mobile ordered the breakfast offerings here. We'll be getting those lunch offerings a little bit later today, but for now, starting with breakfast. All right, so we're starting at Friar's Nook. We got breakfast here. Thank you, Emma. This is the breakfast sandwich. It's a croissant with bacon, egg, and cheese. There are these cinnamon sugar donuts, and then we've also got my favorite, the sausage gravy tots. So little breakfast here to start us off of a day of light eating around Fantasyland. We're not gonna eat a lot today, just a couple of things, just a little food. Food is happening.
Food is happening. We have lots of it.
Yeah. I will go sausage gravy tots. These are one of my favorite breakfast options in Magic Kingdom. The tots at Friar's Nook are like perfectly cooked. That's kind of all they do all day. Is like they do other stuff too, you'll see, but a lot of tots. So the tots are perfectly cooked, super like crunchy on the outside, soft on the inside, very warm all the way through. The sausage gravy is pretty good, honestly. It has a good amount of sausage to it. The like roux of the gravy itself is not my favorite, but like I love sausage gravy. I've had a lot of sausage gravy. I didn't think theme park sausage gravy was gonna be the best of the best, but it's still very good, and this is something that I get on my own all the time because I love sausage gravy.
Okay, I'm gonna start with the breakfast sandwich. It's egg, bacon, and on a whole grain croissant. We actually just had a similar breakfast sandwich when we did our perfect day in Magic Kingdom with Fry Bucket. It's up on the channel now if you want to go watch it. Strangely enough, they're the exact same, and I prefer the other one. This one just feels a little bit more dry. There's really not any cheese on it, and it's just not my favorite. I'm gonna stick with the tots every time.
They also don't have a ton of great breakfast condiments here. Like a lot of like lunch condiments, ketchup, mustard, everything you can want, relish from that perspective. They don't have any like, I love hot sauce with my breakfast. They don't have any hot sauce, so that's the big bummer.
Okay, for our one sweet option here for Friar's Nook breakfast, we have the cinnamon sugar donuts. Here we go. They're huge, so I cut mine in half.
It was like a sugar explosion.
My goodness, it's also a sugar explosion in your mouth.
In a good way?
In a good way. The donut itself is so soft and moist. It's not too dry, which I was kind of concerned it would be too dry. Really, really heavy on the sugar and even the cinnamon. I was kind of surprised at how much cinnamon was on here, but it's a nice sweet option. I think if you're gonna go sweet options, there are other things that we will talk about in a minute, but not a half bad option.
You also do get 5 of them, so this is enough, I think, to share. Or if you've got like a couple kiddos who like you want to give them a sweet breakfast but not have them be too hopped up on sugar, I think like one order of these would be fine. Now we came prepared today.
We knew what today was going to be. We knew what it was going to be like. So I brought this.
Heavy duty.
Here's my
Mickey Mouse cooler.
Mickey Mouse cooler. Chocked full of Tupperware and fruit that Quincy brought.
I brought us fruit because I know that Fantasyland, oh no, it's open.
Okay.
I know that Fantasyland is a lot of fried food, as you can see, and a lot of sugar also, as you can see. So we got some fruit for when we need a little healthy pick-me-up.
Healthy pick-me-up. And then Tupperware for our to-go items.
Because we will have them.
Physically can't eat all of this.
But you know what we can eat it all, when we can eat it all?
For dinner as leftovers?
At home later, yeah.
All right, friends, so we have wrapped up here at Friar's Nook, so we're gonna head to our next location, actually, and I'm gonna bring you guys along with us. Okay, here we are for our next location. We're here back at Friar's Nook because we can order lunch now. So, Friar's Nook again. Okay, so here is our full spread for lunch here at Friar's Nook. This is the curry brat tots, which we have actually had in a previous video. If you want to go see the first time we had them, they actually were a part of last year's Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. And they've just now brought them to be full-time on the menu. So we're going to try the curry brat tots, the loaded mac and cheese hot dog, and then the new apple hand pie. So here we are, lunchtime, I guess, already. So I'm going to start out first with the curry brat tots. I actually really like these. I have gotten them since they came back, so I hope they're still good. All right, so for the curry brat tots, I actually really like these. There is a sriracha ketchup on top, which is it shouldn't be scary for anyone who does not like spice. It's just a little bit of flavor. It's not spicy at all, but the slaw on top adds a really nice crunch. It's the same nice and tasty tater tots that we had at breakfast. So really crunchy on the outside, but soft on the inside. And the brat's actually pretty nice. I'm not somebody who loves a brat, but you can't really tell the difference. It's just like a nice add of flavor.
Now, one thing to note is there's a lot more on the menu here at Friar's Nook, but it's basically different combinations of the things that we got. So we are technically eating everything on the menu right now. This here has the brat, so you can get a bratwurst. There are non-loaded hot dogs. You can also just get mac and cheese. You can also get mac and cheese loaded tots. The hand pie is kind of on its own, but we're sort of doing it smart today where we are trying everything on the menu, just maybe not in all its different combinations. I'm gonna go in for the loaded mac and cheese hot dog, which looks amazing. This is just fine in my opinion. I think it's a pretty good option because a loaded mac and cheese hot dog is just a good option. But the hot dog itself isn't the best hot dog you can get at Magic Kingdom. You can get a better one at Casey's Corner. The mac and cheese is a pretty basic mac and cheese. My favorite mac and cheese in Disney World is walking distance from Magic Kingdom over at Disney's Grand Floridian at Gasparilla Island Grill. Overall though, it's a little on the bland side. Even though everything is cooked well and has good flavor, it's not the most flavorful dish. And I think I might want it to be a little more exciting, but it's definitely more exciting than a plain hot dog.
Little lonely hand pie.
All right, I'm going for the apple cinnamon hand pie. Emma's allergic-ish to apples, so.
My family says it's fake. I don't know. I'm not gonna unpack this for you.
We'll take her word for it, but I'm gonna try the apples. Especially because she really loves the ham pie.
I do love ham pies.
Like
it's
it?
hard for me to give up. Apples make my tongue swell up.
I thought you were unpacking it.
I didn't mean to. That's not even the whole unpacking.
This is one of the only things, actually it might be the only thing I've never had before from Friar's Nook. This is good. It tastes like if a McDonald's apple pie was 2 times better. My favorite thing is this drizzle on it. It adds just the right amount of sugary sweetness. And the apples in there are cooked so they still have a little bit of crunch to them, resistance, but they're still super soft and cinnamony and warm. This is so good. I will say, shareable. I think half of this is gonna go in some Tupperware for us because it's a really big treat. But wow, I recommend this. She's in action.
Gonna be honest with you guys, this is my husband's dinner tonight, so
He'll love it.
He loves it.
Tater tots and.
How do you feel about just everything mixed up?
I feel good about it.
Me too. So,
well,
cheers.
So we're headed to Storybook Treats, which is the ice cream spot here in Fantasyland. It's gonna be soft serve focused, and really, if you want soft serve in Magic Kingdom that isn't Dole Whip, you should be heading here. They have some amazing options. You've got sundaes, cones, different flavors of soft serve, and they do rotate, so make sure to check the actual menu when you get here to see what exactly you should order or if you want to make a stop.
All right, so we've gotten our first treat here at Storybook, and I've already started eating it because it's a bajillion degrees today, and we're eating ice cream. So what I'm technically having right now is the Snow White cone that you can get here. It is lemon Dole Whip that comes in this lovely blue cone, and normally it has white chocolate pieces on top. It's a little bluebird and a little bow like Snow White. Unfortunately, they're out of them right now, but it's still gonna taste the same. I can't lie to you guys, this is actually one of my favorite Dole Whip flavors. It is so nice, and it's actually very acidic but sweet at the same time. It's very light, and it's just a different change of pace. I think that's why I like it so much.
All right, so I've got the Hi-Ho Sundae. This is a chocolate soft serve sundae. It's got graham cracker crumbs, it's got chocolate rocks, hot fudge, whipped cream, and it's definitely very, very tasty, very chocolatey. I love the chocolate rocks. Chocolate rocks are good.
Yeah, this is so good. This is the first time I've actually had this. This was a 50th anniversary treat along with the Snow White cone that actually, luckily for us, is kind of sticking around for a while. This is so good. I have always avoided it because I knew I would like it, but that it was like a big portion. It's really not as big as I thought it would be. It's great and shareable, but not overwhelming.
Honestly, kind of winners. I love Storybook treats. If you're in the mood for soft serve, Storybook treats.
This is also a great place to get just a normal ice cream float. They do a great job here, and sometimes they will have specialty floats. Like in the past, they have had a Peter Pan float and an Ursula one. So keep your eyes peeled for those because they are always delicious.
Yeah, specialty treats, this is a good spot to look. All right, we are headed to our last snack stand experience.
Last snack stand. Last snack stand.
Everybody
So
chant
many
along.
more restaurants. So many more.
So a lot more to eat today, a lot of great stuff to eat today still. It's like really, really hot, so Emma and I are crashing kind of early. Usually we make it to about 4 p.m. before we start feeling the crash, but between the heavy food and the heat, it's
So much heat today.
it's happening.
Quincy's been doing better about the water. We cannot stress enough. Have so much water.
So much water.
You think, oh, you guys are being dramatic. No, we aren't.
Nope.
Have the water.
I a lot of times for a long time used to think I just felt like garbage every day for no reason. Turns out I was just not drinking enough water in this heat.
Yep.
And when I figured that out, it made every day in Disney World better.
It is
So,
almost crazy how you can feel your body just like deteriorate
yeah, once
outside
you like,
the heat
yeah,
without it.
it's wild. Drink a lot of water. But we are headed to Cheshire Cafe, which is an Alice in Wonderland themed stand over here. It's going to be more dessert geared, pastry geared. They do have Joffrey's coffee, which I think might help with our crash a little bit. Not necessarily required, but we'll probably be getting it. Here at the Cheshire Cat Cafe.
The what cafe?
The Cheshire.
I say Cheshire.
I think everyone does except me, maybe.
I thought you
Cheshire.
said treasure earlier.
No,
I was like,
Chesh-
the Treasure Cafe?
Cheshire.
That one's new.
The Cheshire Cat Cafe. Cheshire Cafe. We're using the Cheshire Cat Tail, the all mixed up slushie, the Twinkle Twinkle Little Bat, and the Merry Unbirthday Cupcake. All Alice in Wonderland themed, all special to here. They also do have the Pepper Jack Pretzel here, which is a very good one. It's just something you can get a lot of
Very
places
yummy.
around Disney World. And we are going to get Joffrey's cold brew.
Coffee cheese.
We're fueling up. Of course, this is just regular Joffrey's cold brew. You can get this at Friar's Nook and here at Cheshire Cat Cafe. It has not been on mobile order at Friar's Nook, so you do have to order it at the counter, which I had a long line this morning, so we went to go ahead and get it now.
Pro tip, get it here because they do offer the caramel and vanilla syrup, where a lot of places that have the Joffrey's does not, unless it's the actual Joffrey stand. So I almost always get it here for a little extra flavor.
And this is a great way. The only other place to get Joffrey's in Magic Kingdom is in Tomorrowland, and that line gets very, very long until about afternoon. Like,
Honestly, you never know with that line.
Yeah.
Like there's not a set point of day where
and it can go
drops.
very slow. So this is a great way to get coffee when you're in a hurry and still get good coffee.
Yeah. I am starting off with the Merry Unbirthday Cupcake. It is a lot. Icing, vanilla, chocolate pieces. And normally we would sandwich this, but
We're sandwichers.
we're sandwiches here when it comes to cupcakes.
You bottom off, bottom on top. That's
Sandwich.
how you eat a cupcake.
Yeah, but we're having a lot today. And if I keep it this way, I can at least put it back in the case and take it home. But if I sandwich it, I have to commit. I'm not willing to commit currently, so fork. It's okay. It's your traditional Disney cupcake. It is a little bit older. Like, I think this was not made today. And so normally if you can get a Disney cupcake like day of, it's nice and moist, and I like a good Disney cupcake. The whipped cream icing is good. There's, in my opinion, just a little bit too much of it. I think this is a very nice, sweet, shareable dessert.
We're also cake people over icing people.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm 50-50. I like a balance.
I'm a cake person over an icing person.
I'm a 50-50. Now you have the
Twinkle Twinkle Little Bat.
Twinkle Twinkle Little Bat, and then I have the all mixed up slush.
Ah,
My paper straw has closed.
this was not what I thought it was. I can't bite that.
Oh, it's a supper.
It's like a
lollipop.
lollipop. I tried to bite it, but it's like a full lollipop, which is awesome, actually. So this is like mostly grape flavor to me.
This is delicious.
Honestly, so is the Twinkle Twinkle Little Bat.
Both of us were so shocked. This is the first time we've had these particular slushies. I'm a frozen Coke person, not really any other frozen drinks
like
per
slushy
se.
people.
I will get this again. It's so sweet and cold, and it reminds me of like a watermelon Jolly Rancher.
Mine is kind of like a grape Jolly Rancher, and they're super, super sweet, but super cool and refreshing. And it's so hot today that sometimes all you want is a slushie.
Yeah.
These are super fun themed slushie, and like I literally can't get over this little lollipop.
It's so cute.
Yeah.
They're so tasty. I will absolutely get these again over any of the other slushies that we've had.
All right, and I've got the Cheshire Cat Tail here. This is an iconic treat. I know we say the word iconic all the time, but that's because this is iconic. So this is basically a twisty puff pastry with chocolate all through it. It's kind of like a chocolate croissant, but the perfect balance of pastry and chocolate. Like when you get that perfect bite of a chocolate croissant, that's every bite of this. It's got the pink and purple icing on top just to make it more like the Cheshire Cat. And then you can actually find pastries like this elsewhere in Disney World sometimes. Sometimes Animal Kingdom will have the tiger tail, which is similar.
Very similar. I actually just had a pastry like this at Akershus when I just went for breakfast not too long ago, and it was like a mini version of it on your pastries dish to start.
Yeah. So this is an awesome one. It's a really great, like if you're a breakfast pastry person, this is a great breakfast pastry. You can get your Joffrey's coffee here. It's honestly just a must try if you want something like simple and delicious. This hits right on that while still being fun and Disney with the Cheshire Cat theme. So very pro this treat. I think probably going to be one of my favorite things we eat today. What's going on over there?
I think that the cupcake dyed part of my finger black. I can't get it off. Can you see that? Also, there's whipped cream all over my left hand.
Before we're done at Friar's Nook, there is one more eat here, but we're going to take this over to a plant-based expert. Ready, love?
Take it away.
Okay, I have received our food. It is the plant-based cheese pizza from Pinocchio Village House. And I did pick up some crushed pepper and some barbecue sauce down at the condiments area. It's nice and stringy, you know, that cheese pull. It did give me a nice cheese pull. It's better than I remember it. Okay, here's the deal. There's a vegan cheese called Daya. I just went and checked with cast members, and the brand is actually Follow Your Heart. It's not Daya, but it is the most easy to find vegan cheese of them all, I believe. Tell me if you think I'm wrong. When it melts down, it gets really, really creamy, which is nice. It doesn't have the consistency of dairy cheese. I would say it's closest to like cream cheese. So it's almost like a warm cream cheese, kind of like the pineapple lumpia, which is very divisive. Texturally, this isn't my favorite thing. Sometimes in the pursuit of replicating something made with animal protein, or something that is animal protein, literally like cheese pretty much, you sometimes will get a product that is a little bit weird and maybe might trigger people with sensitive palates, people who are sensitive to various textures. In general, if you have a problem with vegan cheese, stay away from this. If you don't mind it, if you like it, then you will love this, I think. I'm gonna now dress this up with some of the items from the condiment bar. I'm gonna put some crushed pepper and dip some barbecue sauce and see how that changes it up. I got the barbecue sauce because I thought barbecue pizza is a thing. Ooh, and then the pepper gives you a kick at the end. It's a slow burn. I don't know. It might help you if you have a sensitivity to the texture of vegan cheese like I do. But on this particular day, it wasn't affecting me much on its own. Today is the most pleasant experience I've had with this pizza, but it's not something that I would order left to my own devices, just looking for something to eat in Magic Kingdom. The other thing I want to tell you is that the downstairs dining room was so busy, and I know I'm outside and not in air conditioning, but it was so loud in there with families, which, yes, I know Disney World is for families, and I love that all the families are having a great time. But the reason to eat downstairs is if you catch a table by It's a Small World, there are a couple tables that line the windows that overlook the very opening of It's a Small World when you first get in your boat and start your journey. If you can score one of those tables, absolutely, you've got to sit inside. But if you need some peace and quiet and you just want to get away from it all and be alone, I am literally alone upstairs on this balcony, and check out my view. I shouldn't have had the camera on me at all for this entire section. I should have just been showing you Fantasyland from the balcony at Pinocchio Village House. So the first thing I want to say about Friar's Nook is the fact that there's no great place to sit. There is some limited seating over there, but it's out in the open. It is covered, so you're not in direct sunlight, but it's not like over at Tomorrowland Terrace where you're getting kind of a cool cross breeze. It doesn't create a wind tunnel of any sort. You're just out there kind of in the heat. But I do find that over here in this corner next to Storybook Treats that I can usually find a spot to stand with the little counter here. You're not in direct sunlight. You're also not in air conditioning, but it's definitely not the worst case scenario. I have eaten the plant-based brat here at Friar's Nook. I won't say many times, but I've eaten it several times before. The plant-based brat does not in any way fill up the entirety of the bun. So I'm guessing maybe that's why for a while they were serving it just with regular hot dog buns, because it looked funny. But I'm actually really happy to see that they've gone back to the pretzel rolls for the plant-based brat. The pretzel roll makes it. Are you kidding? I was really upset when they started serving this with a regular hot dog bun because I was like, what's the point? I love pretzel rolls, and this is a really good one. It's chewy, definitely too long for the brat, but I don't have a problem with that because I put a bunch of brown mustard and the sauerkraut on top, and it filled it up, and wow, I'm back on board. This is one of my favorite things to eat Magic Kingdom again. And tots come with it, brats and tots. I'm glad I had to eat here today for this video because otherwise I would never have known that they went back to serving it on the pretzel roll. I know, how many times can someone say pretzel roll in one food review? Anyway, it's a great sandwich. You should come try it.
We are headed to our next stop, having completed Cheshire Cafe.
Cheshire Cafe.
We only have
spent so much time here.
We did. We sat for a while.
Rest.
Yeah. So we are headed to our final two restaurants. These are going to be our biggest ones. Well, I guess Friar's Nook was bigger than Gaston's.
Friar's Nook was bigger than Gaston's if you include the 2-meal.
Yep. But that's where we're headed, and we're going to finish the big finale on a controversial restaurant.
You know
to
what?
put it nicely.
I'm controversial about it.
Technically, Storybook Circus is a part of Fantasyland. It's like a mini land off of Fantasyland. There are no full restaurants or quick service here, but there is Big Top Treats and Big Top Souvenirs, which is this building right here. And they do have a bakery case in here. Now, typically, this bakery case offers the same options as other bakery cases around Disney World. They also have Goofy's Glacier, so a great place for a slush. But there's not typically anything specialty. So we'll go take a look at the bakery case just to make sure. But usually it's sort of variations on a lot of the things. You can see us eat in the food challenge of Main Street USA, where we did cover most of the bakery case eats. Lots of the fudge and caramel apples, cookies, Rice Krispie treats, marshmallow ones, things you can find in many a bakery case, but nothing particularly unique to here, which means fits in our generic category and we don't need to grab anything out of Big Top Treats. Now we're headed through New Fantasyland, which is of course the 2011 edition to Fantasyland that includes some Beauty and the Beast theming, some Little Mermaid theming, and there actually is another snack stand back here, one that we will be skipping, that is right here. It's actually themed to Prince Eric, so
Prince Eric.
he does get his
Village
park representation.
Market.
Yep,
This is it though.
Prince
Sorry,
Eric's
Eric.
Village Market. This is a great spot for pretzels, turkey legs. Sometimes they have like slushes, frozen lemonade,
Cokes.
frozen Coke. But as you can probably tell, those are all pretty generic things.
Yeah.
This also has limited hours, so don't count 100% on it being open. But if you need a quick snack and you're back here, it's a good option. All generic, so we do not need to eat it for our challenge today. And instead, we can head on to Gaston's Tavern. Gaston's Tavern is of course themed to the villain of Beauty and the Beast, Gaston. It is a very, very cool themed restaurant, worth coming to check out even if you don't plan on eating there. And sometimes you can find Maurice's amazing popping machine, invented by Belle's father, which has ice cream, popcorn, and pretzels as well right outside. All right, exclusive stuff on the menu at Gaston's. We have this ham and Swiss beautiful sandwich. We also have the LeFou's Brew, which is sort of an apple-y cider that has a passion fruit foam on top.
Also my favorite drink in Magic Kingdom.
You're allergic to apples, I thought.
No, physical apples. It's the pectin. I don't know what pectin is, but I can have apple flavor.
Interesting.
Sorry you had to hear that. I'm not unpacking it.
I'm not unpacking it. We also have this colossal cinnamon roll. This is, in most people's opinion, the best cinnamon roll in Disney World. What?
I'm having an epiphany that I love it here. I've always been like, I like Gaston. This is all of my favorite things. I'm confused.
This is especially exciting because this has just recently returned. This is the gray stuff cupcake. Now, gray stuff, you gotta try it. It's delicious, according to Lumiere.
I've heard the rumor.
And what's the rumor?
That it's delicious.
And for a while it was that you could only get this as part of the dessert at Be Our Guest, the very expensive prefix table service, but this cupcake means you can have it on this cupcake. Also, I hear Emma makes a mean
I make a
of this.
mean version of this.
You should write it up on AllEars so that people can take your recipe.
I can somebody actually asked me to make a video about it,
You should
so
make
maybe
a
I
video
will.
about it.
I love them. So this is one of my favorite drinks in Magic Kingdom. This is the LeFou's Brew, so nice and sweet.
Okay, Quinn's getting us some forks.
I don't even know if you can see her. She's through the doorway.
These mics
Can
are really
you hear
fun.
her?
Look, 1 fork, 2 fork. Emma can't hear me. I like her. We're good friends.
Who knows what she said? Maybe you guys will. I can't hear her. LeFou's Brew. I love this thing. It's so nice and sweet, and this was, before I lived in Orlando, this was my Disney World staple. Like, everybody has their one little thing that they always have to have, whether it's like a Mickey-shaped food or whatever. This was mine. Every time I was in Magic Kingdom, I was getting a LeFou's Brew. It's nice and sweet and fruity, and that's what I like about it. Is it gonna be everybody's favorite? No, I think this is one of the kind of controversial drinks. You either love it or you hate it, but I'm team love it.
The cinnamon roll.
Cinny.
So a lot of people swear by getting extra icing on this. I'm not a huge sweet tooth, so I actually love the amount of icing it comes with. However, I'm using both forks.
Again?
Why do I always
Why
do
do you
that?
do that? It's not a bit she's doing on
Purpose, everybody. But I think that it's just fine with the regular amount of icing. So if you're not a super, super sweet tooth, don't be too afraid to leave it as is.
If they are not a tooth.
What I wouldn't give to have one of these, like fresh out of the oven, cooled enough to not burn your tongue, but where the icing is still melty. These are delicious. These are hands down the best cinnamon rolls in Disney World. Super cinnamony, the icing on top, there's like regular icing and then kind of like a cinnamon icing. It's huge, incredibly shareable. We love to get these for breakfast and share them between like 2 or 3 of us. And of course, then you just have to deal with fighting over who gets the middle, but that's always going to be an issue with a cinnamon roll. Hands down, you should not be getting a Mickey cinnamon roll compared to this. You should be walking back to Gaston's, looking at some antlers on some walls, and eating this cinnamon roll.
When I am on reporter walks here, I catch myself stopping for this sandwich more than I stop for anything else. And it is the ham and Swiss pretzel sandwich. This thing is so good. Cheers. It's like an elevated version of just a ham and cheese. It's classic, but it's tasty. The Swiss is melted on top and it's on a pretzel roll. It's so savory, it's so nice. And there's a little bit of mayonnaise on there that just adds a bit of flavor. It can get a little bit greasy, so if that's something that bothers you when you're eating and it's on your hands, you know, be aware of that. But I think this is just a nice elevated version of a typical sandwich, and it's not as theme park foody as some of the things around Magic Kingdom are. Can't beat KC corn dog nuggets, but might be my second favorite.
I was about to ask Emma to help me get this cupcake wrapper off because I was struggling, and she like was already reaching to help me because she's the mom of the group. This is definitely a fork cupcake. It's like it's a lot of icing, which you want because it's gray stuff.
Nothing.
All right.
Nothing.
Oh. It's delicious. got a better bite that I did throw on the table. Hey Emma, would you get the icing off my phone? Thank you. This is a killer cupcake. It's certainly controversial because I think people have a lot of expectations about gray stuff. It's cookies and cream. I love cookies and cream, so I'm not a big chocolate person, but I'm a huge cookies and cream person. My favorite Gideon's cookie, cookies and cream. I love cookies and cream milkshakes and ice cream. This is just like it's like an Oreo mousse, very similar to. It's not as sweet as like an icing, but it's definitely on the sweet side. There's no cookie pieces, which I think honestly I would like if there were cookie pieces, but still absolutely amazing. And it does have the crunchy pearls on the outside, which I think pluses it up by a lot. This is way more gray stuff than you get as one of your 3 desserts at Be Our Guest. And the gray stuff is the best dessert at Be Our Guest, so it's always a little disappointing to not get more gray stuff. I absolutely love that you can come into Gaston's Tavern for a whole lot cheaper and get a gray stuff cupcake. I think I said something earlier was gonna be my favorite thing I ate today, or one of my favorites. This is gonna be my favorite thing I ate today. It's so good. Gray stuff's delicious. Lumiere is right.
We're walking past a board as we're headed to Pinocchio's village house, and it says Tron is open, the virtual queue. It's 4:30, friends.
That's wild.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Normally, Tron, like everyone expected it to go instantly, like Guardians. Guardians used to be incredibly hard to get. Rise of the Resistance was really hard to get when they did virtual queue for it. This is open at 4:30. It's been open since 1.
That's wild.
crazy.
I don't even know if I've ever seen Guardians open that long. I mean, I'm sure it has been, but wow.
That's insane.
We are headed to our final stop. We're headed to Pinocchio Village House. Now this is our biggest stop. It's a full quick service restaurant, tons of seating. There's an upstairs like seating area. You can sit and look out over It's a Small World. Gonna be mostly like sort of pizza geared, salads. It's like Italian. Not personally a favorite of mine.
You know what though? I'm pumped for this.
I don't hate
Very
it. I think
excited.
it gets a bad rep.
I think it gets
And there's
a bad
obviously
rep.
much better food, but Pinocchio's is not bad. So we're gonna give it a try and see what is truly horrible and what maybe isn't.
All right, so we have found our seats in the restaurant. This is actually one of the largest quick service outside of Cosmic Rays, of course. Like there's lots of seating inside, there's lots of seating outside that's covered with umbrellas, so don't worry about finding seats if you come over here, but we are in what I think is the best seat, because one of the coolest things about this quick service is that you can actually see into It's a Small World, so let me show you. So here we are, we're right next to the window. People can wave at you, they'll say hello. Sometimes there are signs that sit at these tables where you can like give it, you know, tell them to wave or tell them to clap or whatever. It's so fun, it's so cute. I have seen this so many times on Small World, riding past and like waving or doing whatever people's signs say, but I've actually never sat here. And this is just cute and like a little Disney touch that I can appreciate. And here she comes with our food.
Do you think this is enough? I got enough, I think.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
So one of the cast members came around and gave us these signs for us to hold up to the people down.
2 options
in the
for us
bus.
on each side.
We've got We Don't Talk About Bruno and Sing Let It Go.
Yeah.
I've got Say Small and Say World. So we're gonna try to get people to do things.
Let's see if they'll do it. Say small. Say small. Say world. She's got it. Girl in the front row's got it. Wholesome. Family. Fun. So right back here, this is the all-meat flatbread with sausage, pepperoni, ham, bacon, and tomato sauce and mozzarella. This is their version of the chicken Caesar salad. These are the breadsticks you can get that do come with a marinara sauce. Over here, this is the margarita flatbread. It's a flatbread with tomato sauce, shredded mozzarella, fresh tomatoes, mozzarella pearls, and balsamic glaze on top. This is the tomato basil soup. This right here is the gourmet kids cheese flatbread. It comes with a choice of 2 sides, and there's also a Dasani water that comes with it. Then finally we have the malasada. It's traditional malasada served with a coconut mango sauce. So here it is, the final spread. I think I'm most excited about the margarita flatbread. I'm gonna start there. One thing I like about the flatbreads from here is they actually are already cut up for you. So if you wanna share with somebody, that's very easy to do. That's what my family has done in the past. It's just a normal traditional flatbread. Nothing super impressive there. Nice taste, pretty plain. But really what I like is the tomato feels probably not super fresh, but it's nice and juicy. And then the mozzarella cheese, there's huge hunks of it, so there's lots of that flavor. And then the balsamic is so savory and adds kind of like a depth to a flavor there that I actually really like. It feels like a more adult version of like a Disney meal. I would get this over a lot of the offerings at other quick services because it just feels a little bit more elevated than, say, burger and chicken nuggets.
I am going for the all-meat flatbread, which I can't get up. They also have like pepperoni, but there's pepperoni on this, so we didn't need to get it to get everything on the menu. It's definitely fine, you know? It reminds me of like school cafeteria pizza, which might be your kid's favorite thing in the world. I loved like the square pizza in my school cafeteria, and that's kind of what this tastes like. Really thin crust that's not gonna be super tasty, but it's a classic pizza. I think this restaurant is really a picky eater's dream. It's gonna be something where if you can't find anything that your picky eater will like, you can bring them here and know that they'll eat a pepperoni pizza or a slice of cheese pizza.
All right, next I'm gonna do the tomato basil soup, and in classic Quincy Emma style, we forgot to get cutlery. Basically because if Fry Bucket's not with us, we don't get napkins or forks or spoons or anything. So I'm gonna drink this. It's the tomato basil soup. I have to say, honestly, I'm completely biased. I'm not even gonna try to hide it. I love any of Disney World's tomato basil soup. It's just flavorful and comforting and creamy. Is this gonna be the best tomato soup you've ever had? No. But do I love it? Yes, I do. It's very similar to tomato soup that you can get a lot of places on property. This is not overly special. It's very similar to the one you can actually get right now at Main Street Bakery that comes with a grilled cheese that's very good. You can also get something very similar over at Woody's Lunchbox in Hollywood Studios, but I'm pleased with this. I'll drink this whole thing.
So I've got the Caesar salad. You can get it with chicken. It comes with 2 chicken tenders. These are the same chicken tenders you can get in the like kids chicken tender meal. You can also get chicken tenders here. They are classic Disney tenders, which means they're good, but they're boring. But I love a Caesar salad. So the first thing I noticed about this is that this is not like regular Kin's Caesar dressing. They actually give it to you in a cup, and it has better flavor and better consistency than Kin's. Most of the time when you get a Caesar salad at Disney World, you're getting Kin's. That puts this Caesar salad a cut above almost every other quick service Caesar salad I've had. And I do love a Caesar salad. It's also a really nice portion, and the chicken tenders help make it into a full meal portion. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised that I haven't gotten this more, like just in general. The chicken tenders are great, white meat, just classic Disney tenders. I would probably get some honey mustard to dip these in, even though they're on the salad. And honestly, like I would get this again in a heartbeat. I think if you're looking for something a little lighter but still filling, this could be a good option.
I am gonna try the breadsticks. I dropped the breadstick. Picked it back up. It does come with marinara sauce, but I don't like the color of it. So the breadstick itself is actually really soft. I thought it would be a little bit stale. It's not. It's got a great texture and a great consistency. It's not super flavorful. There's not really a lot of garlic or butter or anything like that. Just pretty much a breadstick. The marinara sauce is very underwhelming. I mean, I know we're talking theme park food, so it's not like this is gonna be stellar marinara sauce, but it's okay. It just tastes like crushed tomatoes. There's really not a lot of seasoning here either. I think this is a great, safe choice, like Quincy's mentioned about some other items, but don't get these unless you just really want some bread and crushed tomatoes.
All right, I'm going for the kids. We got the kids cheese. You can obviously also get an adult portion. It's actually just a half portion. So instead of the 4 big corner slices, it's 2. And it comes with 2 sides, which you can pick from little clementine orange, apple slices, or French fries. So cheese pizza. I stand by it. School pizza. It's honestly super cheesy, but it's just kind of boring, very bland. This is for picky eaters, it's for picky kids. And that's okay, you need that in Disney World.
This is it, we have made it to the end. So here it is, the malasada. Oh! This is very reminiscent of the cinnamon sugar donuts we had this morning, but somehow a little bit cakier. But then the sauce is like a mango coconut sweet sauce. It's just very, honestly, a little bit different than what we've had today. I really, really enjoy this. It's different, it's fruity. It almost reminds me, this is so strange, of like a pina colada. Fantasyland-esque flavor. Really like that. A nice way to end our day. I'm very pleased.
All right, Emma has asked me to lift the leftovers so that she can get out.
Her arm is shaking.
So heavy.
There's so much food in here.
Oh, that's my non-dominant arm, to be fair.
Yeah, it's a great cooler though, you know.
Great cooler. And with that, we've eaten everything in Fantasyland.
Everything.
All of it.
This was crazy.
Honestly, pretty good actually.
We paced it really well. We've been here pretty much all day.
Yeah, truly,
and I think
truly all
that's
day.
how we were able to do this.
Yeah, and of course the cooler.
The cooler, of course. There's so much food in here. I can't even stress it to you.
She's good for several days.
I'm not eating tonight.
Yeah.
Or maybe probably tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe not even the next day.
Yeah.
I'm so full, but I'm actually very pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Lots of favorites here. I think eating in Fantasyland is worth it, although I can't say that everything is worth it.
Not everything is worth it now.
Yeah, so Fantasyland conquered.
You guys did a great job, Fantasyland.
Yeah, great. You put up a fight, but honestly, we won in the end.
Yeah, we won. Went 3 rounds, but
With 3 rounds.
TKO.
More than 3. It was like 6 rounds, 7 rounds.
I don't know how boxing works. I was lost immediately on my own reference.
I was talking about how many restaurants we went to.
I was talking about rounds.
Hey, if you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe.
Now go watch us eat everything on Main Street USA.
We'll see you there.